आप सभी लोग हमारी तरफ से एक प्यार भरा नमस्ते,
नमस्कार,
वणक्कम,
नमस्कारा,
खुशामदीद,
अस्सलाम वालेकुम,
सत श्री अकाल,
మీకు అందరికీ వందనము,
जय स्वामीनारायण,
जय श्री कृष्ण,
जय जिनेंद्र।
हमारे इस्माइली भाई बंधुओं को बोलते हैं याली मदद,
मोराली मदद बोलते हुए सारे फीजी मंडलों को बोलेंगे नीसा बुला बरजन। हम आ गए हैं आपके प्यारे महिमा के द्वारे। मैं सिर्फ फालतू बाबा
and of course myself फालतू रानी लेकर आपके लिए one more week. Oh my God, we're in the second week of March and today is our day.
That's right, Bhajan. Happy International Women's Day to everybody else. But I don't know, Faltu Rani, it's not fair. International Women's Day, fine. What about Indian women?
Hey, for every woman out there, it really doesn't matter. क्या international women? हम भी तो international women हैं.
अरे तू तो international woman है. You look like Spanish and you look like, you speak Spain. You speak Spanish, Faltu Rani?
I want to take lessons now, Altu Baba.
You have to, because nowadays people recognize you as Spanish nowadays.
What? I know Turkish now. You know that?
How do you know Turkish, Faltu Rani?
I've been watching this Turkish series.
Oh, my God. I thought you're actually eating too much of turkey sandwiches.
See, what? A vegetarian, Altu Baba, stop.
Okay, you might find vegetarian turkey also somewhere, Faltu Rani. You never know.
Oh my God, stop.
It's called tofurkey. Tofu tastes like turkey. I'm not kidding.
Okay, good morning, Madajan. Let's tell you that we're not going to start with discussion on food first thing in the morning.
Why not? Excuse me, you have to talk about...
Probably just grabbing your first cup of joe.
You know, Faltu, I'll tell you one thing. Let me be honest about this, Madajan. You also agree with me if you think of it in a very practical way. There's nothing in the world important than food. I'm sorry. No, it is not, Faltu. Your politics is all, outside the window. Inside the window, on your plate is what matters, Faltu. Food on your plate is what actually is important, right? Why do you think people work so much, Faltu?
Yeah, I know.
Put food on the plate.
Okay.
Right? But right now, Faltu, I want to give a shout out to you. Today is the day which I'm going to be like, actually, every day. We had a show on Saturday, Faltu, where we actually did a dedicated show for all the women, right? Because we recognize the whole month of March to be a month for all ladies. Right? And then there were a lot of talks about, even you for the matter, went political saying, what is that one day? What is 1 month celebrating women? Blah, blah, blah. And I still tell you, Faltu, I celebrate women every day.
Oh, really?
Yes, I think our life is going to be totally pika without women in them.
I know, that's true.
Yeah, actually. What is a man without a woman, Faltu? I'm talking about fact within a woman, there's a man right there.
Hey, Altu, be quiet. Enough about women and men and all that stuff. It
is International Women's Day. It's about understanding, recognizing the particular equal or more than equal force with us and giving opportunity for them, right? That's what it's all about. Today is a day for that, Faltu. Yeah. And yes, wishing you a very happy International Day, Faltu. International Women's Day, because you're already a woman, so congratulations to you. But then let me tell you, aaj aapka show pe, the Good Morning Babe, which is your show, of course. But then we're going to talk about a bunch of things. Talk about what's on my mind, what's on her mind, and what's on everybody's mind. We talk about news, we talk about reviews, we talk about this, that, and all that, because right, nowadays theatres are opening up, but there's a lot of stuff happening in the local thing as well. CDC released a very interesting statement this morning saying that people who have got vaccinated, can actually, don't have to adhere to strict the shelter-in-place protocols. Yes, people have got both the vaccination. I'm talking about the first and second vaccine. Not like two vaccines like Pfizer and Moderna. No. People have got vaccinated. Because let me also tell you one good news is the fact that 30 million individuals have gotten vaccinated in the US already. That's a good number. Biden is on the way to achieve his target of 100 million in 100 days. Let's hope it can actually happen and we're able to control the virus. But still, Banajan, please note the virus is pretty much prominent. It is still getting opportunities or bodies to actually get into and morph and actually come up with different variants. We talked about even last week, but on Friday, Good Morning, we shared the fact that India they actually have found 11 different strains of the COVID-19 virus. Yes, COVID-19 ka 11 different strains pakade unhone India mein, and we don't know what's whether the vaccinations we all have got here is protecting us from those. They say it will, because it's a basic strain they actually build the vaccine on. So our body should be able to accommodate that thing. But CDC also brings a very good point of saying that you have to maintain all the physical distancing protocols, Banajan. I'll tell you more about that in the upcoming local news for sure. Lekin abhi ke liye, let's go see what's happening on the roads with Raste Ka Haal Total Sustenance.
It's time for the Bandu Traffic Update. Call us from wherever you are at 408-912-2479.
I really want to commend all the corporates over here, Baljan, because they have the first people to actually act before even the county came into acting. In Faltron, you know that, right? If you record Baljan 1 year ago, almost like 354 days ago. Yes, Baljan, it's been 354 days of sheltering in place. 10 more days and we complete a year, Baljan, of sheltering in place. This is the impact of the virus on our lives. Before that, pretty much in 2020, February itself, many corporates took the initiative. They were pretty proactive and they started actually having their staff work from home. Yes, but that changed the whole thing. And 2020 is one of the years where Zoom is going to be giving thanks to, because they grew in terms of their capital ho, your base of users ho, kuch bhi ho, and everybody else are catching up, including Skype and everybody else who were initially into video conferencing. They were left far behind with Zoom and everything. But I want to give a shout out to all the corporates over here in the Bay Area, because they were the ones who actually started pushing their staff to go work at home. And in fact, what they have done now is, though they're welcoming back some staff, people are being encouraged to even work from home for sure. The traffic wise, if you look at it, it's impacted for sure, because not many people going into work. The traffic is slow. Schools are still closed, not opened as yet. They are planning to open. We'll talk about those things in the news for sure. And if I talk about reports of what's happening on the roads, Livermore, there's a little bit of high wind advisory there. Watch out for that. And 580 eastbound west of the Vasco Road. So there's heavy winds over there. So probably drive safely in the region. And talking about traffic hazards, is 280 southbound at Cesar Chavez and San Francisco is reporting a hazard there on traffic. The lanes are affected. It is slow traffic in the region. Watch out for that. Coming down south, Badanjan, we have an accident on 87 southbound at 280 north, actually, in San Jose area. The left lanes are affected because of the accident, but I don't see much of a backlog of traffic. That's good news, actually. There is also on 87 itself, near Capital Expressway in San Jose, the second lane from the left is affected because of an hazard on the road. They don't say what exactly is a hazard, what is causing the delay. No, but I don't see CHP already on the scene, so probably they already cleared it, but probably some debris are there. Watch out for that, Baljan. Apart from that, weather-wise, if you look at it, it's going to be kind of cloudy today. All day is going to be cloudy. We don't have much of sun coming up, probably in the afternoon, but no, I see that there's overcast all the way through, because we are expecting rain tomorrow and the day after. Yes. It's good if it rains. We need the rain, Banajan. Don't complain about that. But of course, it's good that it actually doesn't rain on the weekend. Friday, Saturday, Faltoni is nice and sunny.
Oh, really?
Yes.
I heard there's a new storm system coming in. Is that true?
Why is that, Faltoni? You seem to be bearing all this kind of wonderful news.
I like the rain. I love the rain.
Should we talk about storms today and just talk about the fact that we're going to have clear skies on Saturday? I gave a nice rosy picture about the weekend. People can look forward to the weekend and all. Suddenly, I heard storms coming. So what if you heard storms coming? Has it come already?
ज़्यादा नहीं बोलेगा.
International Women's Day. Chalo. Anyway, but right now that was your news update. Not news update. Traffic update and weather update. Balanjan. Let's go see what's happening with the news. Are you ready, Faltorane?
Yes, Altubaba, you're not going to give us the Gane ka Kira, or you're just doing the headlines and then the Gane ka?
Why not with the headlines then to the Gane Kira, Faltorane? That's what you got to do, right? Okay. Don't you think so? And Bajan, here you go. This is the news about what's happening in the US for everybody out there. Today being a Monday, it's March 8th, Bajan. International Women's Day hai. So go ahead, Faltorane.
From the Radio Dihari studios right here in the Silicon Valley, Banajan, these are the news headlines from across the United States. The United States could send 1,400 COVID bill payments within days. A child tax credit is a bigger challenge. Jury selection for Minneapolis trial in the George Floyd death delayed at least a day. Biden marks a Selma anniversary with order to expand voting access. U.S. Supreme Court rejects case over qualified immunity for the police. Biden White House orders a review of campus sexual misconduct rules, which were changed by Trump. More on all of this coming up shortly.
Yes, Baja, coming up shortly for you guys, all that news and more. So here's what I have lined up for you, Bajan. A beautiful, I would say, a song. And this actually, Faltoni, is dedicated to you and all the wonderful ladies out there.
Oh, wow. Nice.
Yes, Faltoni. You know what the song is?
Let me take a wild guess, Altubaba. This is one of your favorites.
Yeah.
Right. From the movie Angrezi Medium, Badajan. This is for all you gals out there and everybody Who supports these gals? Kurino Nachne De.
मीठी मीठी सी ये मुनिया सर पे डाले है ये चुनिया क्यों हाँ क्यों हो सोनी सोनी सी कुड़ी नु मौज में रहने दे ना दुनिया क्यों हाँ दुनिया क्यों है कितनी शानदार कुड़ी ये कर देगी कमाल इसे चूमने दे अपनी बीट दे कुड़ी नु नचने दे हाँ नचने दे तू आज लगाने दे ठुमके हाँ झुमके कुड़ी नु नचने दे हाँ नचने दे तू सारे या फिक्रां नु छड़ के
And of course, Bajan.
ठन के कुड़ी नु नचने दे
In the voice of Vishal Dadlani and chorus with Sachin Jigar Bajan. Music by Sachin Jigar.
कुड़ी नु नचने दे
And lyrics by Priya Saraiya.
फिक्रां नु छड़ के ठन के कुड़ी नु नचने दे तेरी छोटी छोटी सोच क्यों है जी ओहो बाजी हो उखड़े उखड़े क्यों खड़े जी हंसता तो हंस देगी दुनिया भी हाँ जी ओ आए जो ऑन द फ्लोर कुड़ी तो खूब मचाए शोर तू भी झूम लेना इसकी बीट दे कुड़ी नु नचने दे
हाँ बलजान गाने का कीड़ा तो डेफिनेटली मल्टीपल टाइम्स हो गया आप लोगों के लिए यहीं पे ऑन आवर फेवरेट नेटवर्क योर फेवरेट नेटवर्क बलजान रेडियो डी हॉटीज and in live and local on radio Mirchi 1310 AM and also on 92.9 FM Baljan. If you're listening to us in your cars, probably you're tuned into 1310 AM. If you listen to us in your cars, probably that, and also you must be having an app, or you might be on our Facebook page, facebook.com/radio day hotties. We do have an app, absolutely free for everybody. Download Baljan on iOS and also on the Android platform. No, it does not take too much space. No, we actually designed it so that it'll be slim and trim for you guys to use it 24/7 and still not max out any of your data plans, Baljan. That's what we did. And right now, Baljan, a quick look at the news in detail. Faldrani.
Well, the Senate passed the 1.9 trillion relief bill on Saturday, but it needs to go back to the House for one more vote before it reaches President Biden's desk and gets put into action. The House vote is set for tomorrow, and it's expected to pass once more along party lines. Biden would sign it shortly after, and people could start getting stimulus checks within days. And with plenty of practice sending coronavirus relief payments to Americans, the federal government should be able to launch the delivery of these $1,400 checks almost immediately once Congress finalizes the new aid bill and President Joe Biden signs it, tax experts say. Some Americans might see direct payments as soon as this week if the bill passes the House of Representatives tomorrow as expected, and compared to the several weeks lag that we faced in April of 2020. Nearly 160 million households are expected to get payments, the White House estimates. The Treasury Department's Internal Revenue Service will have new challenges on its hands though, thanks to the $1.9 trillion relief bill. Incarcerated people, those with non-citizen spouses, and relatives of those who died in 2020 will be eligible for payments. There's also a child tax credit of up to $3,000 per child paid monthly starting in July, essentially forcing the revenue collector to act as a benefits administrator for the rest of the year. So the IRS, which is more than 70,000 employees, handles over 190 million individual and corporate tax returns a year, but it has been hobbled by budget cuts and obsolete technology in recent years. So this particular bill is also assigning money for $1.46 billion almost for this particular agency, which is running into its busiest season as April 15 deadline for individual taxpayers approaches. The trial of former Minneapolis police officer Derek Chauvin for the death of George Floyd was delayed until at least Tuesday morning as the judge contended with a last-minute order by a higher court to reconsider adding an additional murder charge. The trial had been scheduled to begin on Monday with the screening of jurors to weigh murder and manslaughter charges in a case seen as a referendum on police violence against black Americans. Chauvin appeared in court dressed in a navy blue suit and tie, white shirt coat and a black face mask, jotting notes in a yellow legal pad on the table before him. Judge Peter Cahill on the Hennepin County District Court set aside 3 weeks for jury selection alone, mindful of the difficulties finding impartial Minneapolisians in a case that has convulsed a nation and in which an image of a victim, a selfie of Floyd faintly smiling, has become an international icon of racial justice. Speaking of that, Bandajan, today marks the anniversary of the Selma March. U.S. President Joe Biden issued an executive order on Sunday designed to make it easier for Americans to vote, the White House said, as Republicans across the country seek to limit voting rights in the wake of the 2020 election. Biden's order comes on the 56th anniversary of the 1965 Bloody Sunday. That's right, Bandajan. For those of you who don't know, please do read up on Bloody Sunday. Because we need to take our voting rights so seriously because there are people who died for it. When state troopers on Bloody Sunday attacked and police actually attacked civil rights marchers in Selma, Alabama, who were protesting racial discrimination at the voting booth. The legacy of the march in Selma is that while nothing can stop a free people from exercising their most sacred power as a citizen, there are those who will do everything they can do to take that power away, Biden said in pre-take remarks to the Martin and Coretta Scott King Unity breakfast, released on Sunday. In other news, the United States Supreme Court rejected a case over qualified immunity for police. They sidestepped a chance to review the scope of a legal defense called a qualified immunity that increasingly has been used to shield the police accused of excessive force, turning away an appeal by a Cleveland man who sued after being roughed up by the police while trying to enter his own home. The justices declined to hear the appeal by Chassé Housey, who said he was slammed to the ground outside the house where he lived with his mother in a poor and mostly black neighborhood, struck in the back of the neck and jailed by the police for hours after they deemed his actions suspicious. He was 20 at the time and is black, and the police involved in the 2016 incident are white. Qualified immunity protects police officers and other types of government officials from civil litigation in certain circumstances, allowing lawsuits only when an individual's clearly established statutory and constitutional rights have been violated. So, and finally, of course, Banajan, US President Joe Biden on Monday will order a review of the changes that the previous administration made on rules on how colleges should handle sexual assault allegations and formally establish a White House Gender Policy Council, officials said. More on all of this you will find on MediaMahima.com.
That's MediaMahima.com. You also can find information on what's happening with the COVID virus and everything, Manja, in terms of how it's being addressed over here in the US and in California. And let me tell you, Manja, the vaccinations part of the drive is still going on. It's pretty interesting right now. The phase 1B is open. Estimated around 12 million people are supposed to get doses, Manja. This includes individuals who in the section of agriculture and food, education and childcare and emergency services. There's a lot of talk about, the fact that the politics of vaccination is coming up right now. Talks about how people who are underserved are the people who are of color, and how it's even the rate of mortality in people of color is higher with COVID situation, but unfortunately it is not reflecting with the vaccine administration, Marjan. So why? How? If you want to get more information, we'll definitely share information on that. There's a website which you can actually get proper information on that, but it's called it's called 58. What's it called? It's called something like it's called Vaccinate all 58.
Oh.
Yeah, that's the website. If you want to get information, we'll post that information for you guys on our news blog, MediaMahima.com. If you look at it, we are in Santa Clara County, pretty good with terms of getting people vaccinated, and the California-wise, if you look at it, we have kept the spread of the virus. The new cases coming up has kept it around 3,800 approximately. So it's still growing, but at least it's contained because the vaccination drive is really picked up in California. There's talk about the JJ antivirus, the vaccination, the Johnson vaccination. We'll talk more about that in the future in the next segment, probably, but of course, I'll tell you one thing is, it has not been decided to who all are going to get it. But they're saying that that's going to be set aside for people with who are underserved, and that's also becoming a politics issue. The people who are saying that why is that particular vaccination of JJ with Johnson & Johnson is given to only people of who are underserved, and that they say it is not as effective as Moderna or Pfizer. And that's one of the things of contention of people who actually are saying that this is being given to the people who are underserved.
Right.
It is, of course, science is saying that it's okay, it's equally effective. The 70% is a very good number, is what they say. But then again, when people have released reports about 91% effectiveness of Pfizer and Moderna, 70% is still considered to be lesser, right? So that's what people are fearing about with Johnson & Johnson.
Well, they should get people should make informed decisions, Panjan. I think that's absolutely crucial, because if you read through and not just skim over the content on top, but if you read through, you'll actually see to prevent severe disease and death, the J&G vaccine is 88% effective. That is actually proven. And with the coronavirus vaccine trial that was done with 4,000 people in Africa. With the variant also. So you want, it's always best to make an informed decision.
Yeah, and of course, state-wise, if you look at it, I think we have administered already around 10.3 vaccinations. There have, I think, in line around 13 million vaccinations to be done, and Los Angeles is leading with 2.5 million people already vaccinated in the arm, and of course Santa Clara also is close to around 500k. It's a good number. If you ask me, they're going at a good rate. We have to be just hang in there, maintain the physical distancing. I know things are opening up because of all the stuff. They say, the rate of increase has dropped and everything. Economy is opening up. Businesses are going to be having indoor dining and everything happening with all the things. But yeah, there's a lot of stuff in terms of people who got vaccination also. Maintain your distances. But CDC has actually told us to make sure that they said that if people who have actually got both the doses of the vaccine can meet and mingle indoors. Yes, even then, they say that you've got to be mindful about physical distancing, wear a mask if possible. And they say that people who have got both of doses can, still meet the people who probably are asymptomatic, right? And there's no need for them to be quarantining themselves, or if at all they expose somebody who have the virus. But the thing is, they want to make sure that you monitor yourself for the next 14 days for symptoms. That's something which they've asked all the people who already got the 2 vaccinations from Pfizer or Moderna, actually. You want to say something, Falrani?
Well, actually, California there's a drive to vaccinate, Banjan, and it is setting aside 40% of all the COVID-19 vaccine doses for people who live in vulnerable zip codes with high infection rates and low incomes. 10 of those zip codes are in the Bay Area. 2 are in San Francisco, 1 is in Contra Costa County, 3 are in Alameda County, and 4 are in Solano County. The zip codes are determined by income, education level, and access to healthcare. So if you live in any one of these areas, your county should start sending more doses to the local vaccination sites. And what are these zip codes? 95625. Well, we'll post this up on our Facebook page. If we can, we'll post the story up in the gen, and also you can check it out on mediamahima.com. 94603, 94621, and a whole bunch of different areas which have been identified currently as vulnerable areas. So there is going to be 40% of the vaccines that are going to be sent over there. And
of course, I do have personal questions from families and parents who have kids about their vaccination, because the schools are going to open up, and of course the teachers are being given preference for vaccination. What about the kids? The question. I don't think that the vaccination is administered for kids as of now. I think Moderna is only one which actually offers for children 16 and above, right? Nothing else for 16 and below, Balajan. So that's some data which we'll share with you guys. We are on the lookout.
Even that they're not administering for 16-year-olds. But if you're adults above 18.
Yes. So above 18 is considered to be an adult, and if they're working in the space of all these things, they will definitely get the opportunity to get vaccinated.
Right.
That was just a response for people who actually asked the question to us many times. And even last week, we got a message from one of our bandhus on Facebook asking about the fact that what about children who are going to be going back to schools? Will they get vaccinated? Well, the data is not there on that still. We'll share with you guys as we go. And keep a close look on mediamahima.com. We'll make sure we share all the updates coming up for COVID vaccination, also on the virus situation, Manajan. But right now, it's time for us to go and take a look at what's happening with the world. Fadwani, do we have the world news for our bandhus right now ready?
Yes, we do.
And of course, Bajan, this is the world news. Stay tuned. We're going to talk about this. We'll come back with the
Local news later.
local news already we shared. We'll come back with tech news for you guys later. But of course, right now, this is your world news.
3 protesters were killed in Myanmar, hundreds surrounded by security forces in Yangon. Canada takes steps to make a feminist budget addressing post-pandemic challenges. In a revealing interview with Oprah, Meghan and Harry shook up the UK royal family, even in fact accusing them of racism, and she even says that there were thoughts that she had where she didn't want to be alive. Syria's President Assad and his wife test positive for COVID-19. A key Saudi Arabian oil site attacked, sending oil prices above $70 almost a barrel. So more on all of that you can get on MediaMahima.com.
That's right, Banajan, right here on MediaMahima.com for sure. Lekin abhi ke liye we got to go into our Gani Akira second version, Banajan. So here you go. When I say version, second iteration of the same song, Banajan, so it gets stuck on your mind, and make sure you give the space for the girl child. Yes. Kudinu Nachte.
मुनिया सर पे डाले है ये चुनिया क्यों हाँ क्यों हो सोनी सोनी सी कुड़ी नु मौज में रहने देना दुनिया क्यों हाँ दुनिया क्यों है कितनी शानदार कुड़ी ये कर देगी कमाल इसे झूमने दे अपनी बीत दे कुड़ी नु नचने दे हाँ नचने दे तू आज लगाने दे ठुमके हाँ झुमके नचने दे हाँ नचने दे तू सारे फिक्रां नू छड़ के बन ठन के कुड़ी नू नचने दे हाँ नचने दे तू आज लगाने दे ठुमके हाँ झुमके कुड़ी नू नचने दे हाँ नचने दे तू सारे फिक्रां नू छड़ के बन ठन के कुड़ी नू नचने दे.
I love the song, Banajan. Not only for the philosophy of the song, but also the way it's sung. Vishal Dadlani, man. That guy's voice, like, a raspy rock star voice, along with Sachin Tendulkar's composition, Banajan, and Priya Saria's lyrics.
आए जो on the floor कुड़ी तो खूब मचाए शोर तू भी झूम लेना इसकी बीट पे
कुड़ी नु नचने दे हाँ नचने दे
तू आज लगाने दे ठुमके
Yeah, Banajan, लगा ले ठुमके आप भी लगा लो Banajan, because that's what it's all about, Faltari. You gotta just dance. You get a chance, you gotta dance. Well, Banajan, this is also one thing I want to tell you. ये गाना, there's one very similar गाना to this, Faltari. You know which to this? Shankar Sarla composition. Very similar to this.
Yes.
Which one?
Girls like to sway.
That's That's true, Banajan. And right now, let's go and take up the news in detail. Faltani, take it away.
Thousands of people took to the streets of Myanmar's biggest city in defiance of a night curfew on Monday, chanting in anger after security forces besieged hundreds of young anti-coup protesters in one neighborhood. Western embassies appealed to the ruling military junta to allow the protesters to leave Shanchuang, where they were cornered at the end of another day of bloodshed in Myanmar, in which at least 3 protesters were killed elsewhere in the country. Free the students in Shanchuang, people chanted in the streets in the districts across the former capital, where daily protests have taken place for more than a month against the Feb 1 coup, which overthrew elected leader Aung San Suu Kyi. In some places, police used stun grenades and fired shots to try to disperse protesters, witnesses said. Live video from this place on social media showed protesters running between the houses as stun grenades detonated. It's really, really scary. If you actually watch those videos, it's so disturbing, Manajan.
Yeah.
Anyway, in Canada today took a step to ensure that its upcoming spring budget, which will also outline a promised post-pandemic stimulus package, includes measures to get women working and address gender inequality. The Finance Department set up the task force on women in the economy to advise the government on actions to address gender imbalances exacerbated by COVID-19, a statement said. It will be co-chaired by Finance Minister Chrystia Freeland. Canada's future prosperity and competitiveness depends on the ability of women to participate equally and fully in our workforce, Freeland said in a statement. So you can get more information on that too on MediaMahima.com. We know Bandhus join us from there, from Canada as well, and watch us. And thank you to everybody who's joining us on Facebook. Deepak Pandya ji, good morning to you and thank you for those wishes. Happy Women's Day to all the women in your life as well. Britain and its royal family absorbed the tremors Monday from a sensational television interview by Prince Harry and Meghan, in which the couple said they encountered racist attitudes and a lack of support that drove the Duchess to thoughts of suicide. In a 2-hour soul-bearing interview with Oprah Winfrey, the couple painted a deeply unflattering picture of a life inside the royal household, depicting a cold, uncaring situation that they had to flee to save their lives. Meghan told Winfrey at one point, I just didn't want to be alive anymore and had uncontrollable suicidal thoughts.
Wow. And you would think that everything is so rosy there, right?
Yeah. She said she sought help through the palace's human resources department but was told that there was nothing that they could do. Meghan, 39, admitted that she was naive at the start of her relationship with Harry and unprepared for the strictures of royal life. The former television star, who identifies as biracial, described that when she was pregnant with her son Archie, there were concerns and conversations about how dark his skin might be when he is born.
Wow. Hey, now, I tell you what, I don't know why people are surprised about this. I'm not surprised at all about it.
Really?
Hey, they're colonial there. They're the ones who actually, imposed this thing called race on people.
But don't you think they would have adapted? With
No,
the
they
times?
haven't. Why? If they had adapted Falcon, they would not be having parades.
Wow.
If they were adapted, they would not be actually funding organizations like the monarchs of different states. They are the first people you got to take out if at all you're talking about democracy. They're the ones, they should not be in power. They should be stripped. Like what happened in India.
Yeah.
The royal family, what happened? When India became a democracy, everybody had to give up their land. But it didn't happen with Britain.
That's true.
They still own those things.
Well, it's a tell-all interview. I am going to catch up on it. I really want to watch it. But then there's mixed reactions because a lot of, actual celebrities, right? And a lot of Indian celebrities. Well, I don't know how much of a celebrity she is. Simi Garewal also. A lot of people are saying that there were malicious attacks and they've been, there's a lot of lies that have been told also. It's not really true. They're just taking jabs and...
Wait, here's the thing. So everybody, see, once they were out of the royal family, their income got cut off.
Right.
So they have to make some money somewhere.
Yeah.
I'm not saying that even Meghan Markle is a saint. I'm just saying that everybody is here to get something out of it.
Yeah, I think it could also be, a backlash that the backlash that they faced from the royal family is what they're getting back at this point. Anyway, Syria's President Bashar al-Assad and his wife Asma have tested positive for COVID-19 after showing minor symptoms. His office has said on Monday the Syrian leader and his spouse, who announced her recovery from breast cancer in 2019, were in good health and would keep working in isolation at home, the statement said. There was news about how in Saudi Arabia, the world's most protected oil infrastructure came under missile and drone attack in an escalation of regional hostilities that sent crude oil prices surging. The attacks on Sunday were intercepted, Saudi Arabia said, and oil output appeared to be unaffected. But the latest in a spate of assaults claimed by Iran-backed Houthi rebels pushed oil prices to more than $70 a barrel for the first time since January 2020.
Wow, so crude oil price went up? What about the fine oils?
I have no idea. I didn't pick that up, Azbaba.
Crude,
Yeah.
fine.
Anyway, those
I
were
crude,
the news.
you fine. Crude.
Okay.
As in crude, yeah, it's a crude. Uncouth oil.
You mean like refined?
No, fine. Oh my god, I can get it. She just, okay, it's fine. Women's Day, Father. I'll let it slide for you. Go
Okay.
ahead.
All right, so are we going into the tech news, Altababa?
Oh, Fazani, you are totally on the roll, Bajan. And yes, she is right. We got to go to our tech news right now, Bajan. So stay tuned. Fazani, what's headlines in tech world?
European banking regulator EBA targeted in the Microsoft hacking. PayPal to buy Israeli digital asset security provider Curve. Tesla to build a large battery for Texas grid, according to Bloomberg News. A McAfee to sell enterprise business for $4 billion. More on that coming up shortly.
Yes, Bajan, more on that coming up shortly. But yes, Faltoni is waiting for me to go into the play of our Ganika Kira, which actually is a song from the movie Angareji Medium. If you haven't seen the movie, Bajan, definitely go watch it. It's actually worth a watch, and it's one of the last presence of Irfan Khan Saab after his battle with cancer. And we will I always would say this is one of the movies you got to keep in your library of movies to watch. A very nice movie talking about the dynamics of the father and the daughter, Bajan. And of course, yes, undercurrent of how women generally are, they prescribe things on them. Yeah, why should we? Let them dance. Let them have fun.
कुड़ी नू नचने दे हाँ नचने दे तू आज लगाने दे ठुमके हाँ झुमके कुड़ी नू नचने दे हाँ नचने दे तू सारे फिक्रां नू छड़ के बन ठन के कुड़ी नू नचने दे हाँ नचने दे तू आज लगाने दे ठुमके हाँ झुमके कुड़ी नू नचने दे हाँ नचने दे तू सारे
Wishing all our bandhus a very, very happy Women's Day, Madhuchan, all across the world. Everybody who is listening to us right now, wish you a very, 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 very happy Women's Day. And nacho.
Nachos? Oh, I want with cheese, please.
No, man. I mean nacho, like swing, like girls like to swing. That another beautiful song.
That nacho. Yes, that nacho also, Banjan. I like both nachos. Ye nacho and wo nacho also, Banjan, but with cheese. Well, Banjan, Fadani, let's go into our news in detail, as in for our tech news. What's happening in tech world? I heard a lot of stuff happening with Apple. They're discontinuing the particular iMac, which is like the total. What's it called? iMac Pro?
I don't have that. Do you have that news item? I never shared it.
I keep track of all these things, Faltwani, because iMac, the one which is actually a total combination of everything, a whole all-in-one kind of PC.
Yeah.
It's like a monitor with just the stuff in it.
Oh no, they're getting rid of it?
Yeah, they're discontinuing it.
Big deal. I don't have it. No, I'm just kidding.
Well, coming back to tech news right now. What else we have, Faltwani? Come on. Go on.
The European Banking Authority on Monday said that it had been targeted by hackers, although no data had been obtained, and it was redoubling efforts to shield itself amid a global cyber attack, exploiting flaws in Microsoft's mail server software. The European Union's banking regulator, which gathers and stores swords of sensitive data about banks and their lending, said it believed that the attack had struck only its email servers. It is the latest prominent victim among tens of thousands of organizations in Asia and Europe targeted in a campaign which Microsoft Corp says makes use of previously undetected vulnerabilities in different versions of its mail server software. PayPal is buying another company. PayPal Holdings said on Monday that they would buy Israeli-backed digital asset security provider Curve as the payments processor looks to strengthen support to cryptocurrencies. The terms of the deal, which is expected to complete in the first half of 2021, were not disclosed. Curve would be part of PayPal's recently created cryptocurrencies focused unit. Tesla is going to be building a big battery. That's right, but the billionaire entrepreneur Elon Musk will construct a large battery that will connect to the Texas grid, Bloomberg News reported on Monday. Gambit Energy Storage LLC, which is a registered Tesla Inc. unit, is building an over 100 megawatt energy storage project in Angleton, Texas, the report said. And McAfee Corp is going to be selling its enterprise business to a consortium led by Symphony Technology Group for $4 billion in cash, sending the cybersecurity firm's shares up nearly 3% in pre-market trade. The deal, subject to customary regulatory approvals and closing conditions, is expected to close by the end of the year, McAfee said. You could get more information again about whatever I just shared by going to mediamahima.com. So, Badijan, do we have time for news headlines from India, Altubaba?
Why not, Faltani? Just do it. Headlines, details, doesn't matter. Just take it away.
Well, TMC is going to form a government in Bengal. BJP to make huge gains, predicts an opinion poll. India seeks funds from the Quad Alliance to match China's COVID vaccine push. From easy global admissions to scholarships, the SAT is now making it easy in India.
Oh, really?
Yes.
Nice.
Yeah, so you can get more on all of that coming up shortly right here. Are we going to do some more dancing, or do we go into the detailed
Oh,
news?
please, Falsani, let's up to you. Today is International Women's Day. You can decide to dance, or you can give the news dancing also. You never know. Go on, Falsani. Let's do the dance news.
The dance news.
Or like you give the news dancing. Everybody is so still while doing news and everything. So why don't you do it differently? Because people are watching us also, not only listening to us.
Oh, really?
Why don't you dance and give the news?
Oh my God. I
can dance for you in the background if you want. Yeah, go on.
5 states, Assam, Kerala, Puducherry, Tamil Nadu and Bengal, are scheduled to hold assembly elections in 2021. The counting of votes in all states and union territories will be held on May 2nd. The latest headlines is that TMC is going to hold on to power in Bengal, although BJP is looking at huge gains according to an opinion poll. And the TMC won 154 seats. BJP has about 107, and the Left Congress ISF alliance projected to win 33 seats.
TMC is actually the was that the Didi account, right?
Yeah.
Didi thing.
Yeah.
Oh my God, that one lady against all these people.
So you know what she said? It is BJP against me.
No,
against me.
She's wrong.
In every,
She's wrong. She's wrong. It's BJP, not against her. It's BJP, the state chief ministers, the parties, all like around 21 different organizations against one lady.
Yeah, that's what she's saying. It's against me in all the constituencies is what she's saying.
So what if she's got an iron fist and a feet, because she kicks people around, of course. She really does. I don't know. Probably she's good for the nation. That's why she's winning it.
Well, in Assam polls, BJP led NDA to win by a thin margin, apparently, according to the Times Now See Voter Opinion. NDA is going to win 67 seats, UPA 57, and the others 2 in Assam assembly elections. In Tamil Nadu, DMK Congress alliance is going to be winning. They have wrested the power from AIADMK.
And Shashikala said she's going to keep all the money with her and doesn't want power. So that's good actual decision. I guess they gave her an option.
Yeah.
It's money or power. What do you need?
Yeah.
She said, I want money, because once you have money, you have the power automatically.
Wow.
Smart move, Shashikala ji. Very smart move.
Wow, look at Altu Baba, like giving explanations behind everybody's action.
Yeah, of course, Falzani. I think that's what it's all about, right? You assess the people's, behaviors, and you understand how politics works, because you're from India, right? You understand politics in India.
Right.
And that's what's actually happening. Well, that's all we have today, Falzani. Do you have more news coming up? Because you didn't dance 1 inch while you sharing the news from India. What is this?
India has urged the United States, Japan and Australia to invest in its vaccine production capacity. An Indian government source told Reuters as the so-called Quad Alliance tries to counter China's growing vaccine diplomacy. And this is something to dance to. The SAT is the most widely accepted entrance test, right, for admissions to universities around the world. Well, now the SAT is going to be in India.
ISAT.
If you want to get more information, I know that I did the SAT when I was in India, but if you want to get more information, how it's going to increase access.
Excuse me, even I SAT in India, by the way.
Hey.
What?
जैसे बाहर SAT था, you were sitting outside, that doesn't count.
No, I sat outside. Past tense. What is this? Not sitting. In past tense only. I sat outside, Bandajan.
Well, regardless, don't sit, Bandajan. Dance, dance, dance. Wishing everybody a very happy Women's Day. We're going to say it's a wrap right here on this edition of Good Morning Bay. We'll be back tonight live at 5 on the Pam Pam Show. Don't forget to tune in then. मिलेंगे थोड़ी देर में. Have a magnificent Monday.
कुड़ी नू नचने दे